Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Face to Face Beat with me, Crystal Carey. And today I'll be doing a blue smoky eye. Now, as you can see, my eyebrows are already done. I thought I shot it. However, I guess the camera wasn't recording. Now, I have really thick eyebrows, so I'm using Sonia Kashuk brow gel to just have the hair lay flat. Then I'm using my MAC concealer, and then I'm gonna go over my brow bone just to help create a clean line and perfect the brow shape. Now, it's always good to just blend it down as you go along, just to create that, nice even surface for your next step. So for the top, I'm also using that same concealer. However, you can substitute that for the foundation that you'd usually use on your skin. It just all depends on how good you are at blending it out after you're done, so that you don't have that, harsh, bright white line going across your face. To prime my eyes, I'm using an eyeshadow primer by Thank Me Later. And you just use your fingers and just go over the lid and blend up a bit. You don't necessarily have to put it on your brow bone because there's concealer there already, and that acts as an eyeshadow primer also. So thanks to my mom, I have these sort of Asian looking eyes. So each time I apply my eyeshadow, I would need to start off by defining my crease. So to do so, I am using a brown matte shadow that's a shade darker than my original skin tone from my Morphe brushes palette. And I am using a blending brush to apply the shadow. This brush is perfect because it just applies the color easily and just gives that nice, soft, silky application, nothing too harsh. Yeah, I love this brush. With a crease brush and a matte brown shadow that's a little bit darker than the last one that I use, I am further defining my crease, almost creating that cut crease look, if I may say so. With my blending brush, I am just softening the lines a bit because in the end, I just want the colors to blend into each other really nicely. So as I go along, I'll be using this brush to blend. I'm using this bluish kind of teal metallic shadow from a self-branded palette that I have for a while now that I was going to put up for sale, but it didn't work out. To apply it, I am using a smudge brush. Now, this is one of the brushes that has like multiple uses, but this conversation is for another time. So join me on Tool Talk and we'll go over this brush. One of my main reasons for using this brush is because it really holds the pigment and I have a lot of control and I get to place it exactly where I want without a lot of mess. Then I'm just going in with my blending brush and just blending the color up to get that nice clean gradient. Okay, so a smoky eye is not a smoky eye unless you have color underneath. So first I'm applying the darker brown that I had used in my crease with a smudger brush, which probably is the correct way to use it, under my eye. And then with a mini shadow brush, I am using the metallic blue and just going a little bit below that. I mean, in the end, they kind of blend in together, but that's fine. To highlight my brow bone, I am using a metallic champagne shadow from my Bling eyeshadow palette from Morphe brushes, and a dome shadow brush. And I'm just gonna go over and highlight my brow bone. And to line my eyes, I'm using my Sonia Kashuk liquid liner, which is my favorite right now until I find something better or easier to use. This part is always very nerve-wracking because as you know, this is not very easy to do. Then with my Kajal pencil, I am lining my eyes. If you have smaller eyes, you can also do the top. I'll try that in another tutorial so that you can see how to do that. So for this look, I'm using one of my favorite lashes, which are the Wispies from Ardell. They're very natural looking. They could almost pass for your own lashes depending on how much lashes you have naturally, but this is the most natural looking ones I've found so far for myself. So before I started shooting this tutorial, I applied light foundation. I used a M.A.C foundation. So now I'm just going to do my highlight and contour. So for this highlighting segment, I'm using LA Girls Pro Conceal High Definition HD Concealer. Yes, I love the applicator on this. It's really nice. And with a small stipple brush, I am blending it in. And I mean, if you prefer beauty blenders at this point, I mean, you're free to use that. I don't know, I like my stipple brush. I just feel like I have more control with it. It's my favorite thing to use when I'm highlighting. Love my small stipple brush, man. And can you see the extra pout? I mean, at this point is when I kind of feel, you know, diva-ish. When the highlighting gone. Damn, son. Now for my contour, I'm using a concealer duo palette by M.A.C. I think it's NW45. And a small concealer brush. It's a bit hard, so I use a spatula to scoop it out and place it on the back of my hands, and my body heat just warms it up a bit, gets it soft, and then I use the concealer brush to apply. To blend in, I am using a contour brush by Sonia Kashuk. This brush really is made for powder, but I use it for the concealer anyway. I think it works just fine. And it blends it out really nicely. Gives the nice natural look in the end. Then with a beauty blender, I am going in and just softening those contoured areas, blending it in a bit so that it doesn't look so unnatural and harsh. So to set my highlighted areas and basically catch back my skin tone, I am using my M.A.C Studio Fix pressed powder and a buffing brush. And I'm just going over all the areas that I use the lighter concealer on. Sometimes it helps to go in a circular motion. It gives that airbrush effect in the end. A little makeup trick for ya. Now to set my contoured areas, I'm using my matte bronzer from M.A.C. The color is Blunt. If you want to go deeper with your contour, then you can choose a darker shade. But this is the one that I use, and it's the one I've been using in the last few tutorials that I've done. So for some additional pop, I am using Benai's banana powder, and I am going over the areas that I have highlighted. Then with a large powder brush, I am blending it in. Alright, so now to add some color to my cheek, I am using my blush. The shade is Orchid, and it's from Facety Gyal Cosmetics and Skincare. Also from Facety Gyal, I am using a Volume X mascara to elongate my natural lashes and to also blend my natural lashes in with the fake ones. I mean, I really love this mascara, not because it's mine. The formula is amazing, and the brush, oh my god. Purchase it. And with a lip brush, I am blending it in preparation for my lipstick. Now for my lips, I am using Facety Gyal Cosmetics Matte Luxury Matte Lipstick, and this color is Burlesque. It's a nude. And with my finger, I'm just blending it in. Pout City, baby. And here's the final look. Thanks for tuning in, guys.